Good morning, dear students. Our grammar lesson today is past simple and past continuous. Let's start first by the past simple form. The past simple form, as of course you know, is that we put the verb in the past form by putting ed by the end of the verb or changing the verb for the irregular ones. Like here, I, he, she, we left, which is the past form for leave. Return, the past form for return. This is the question form. To form a question using the past simple, I start by putting did at the beginning of this question. Did he leave or did he return? Which means that I have to put the verb in the infinitive form. Infinitive means the verb in its stem form. Base 1. The answer by using yes or no. Yes, he did, or no, he didn't, by putting not if it's a question starting by did. So the question started by did and the verb should be in the infinitive form. The negative form, he didn't leave, it's the same, put didn't plus leave or return, which is also the infinitive form of the verb. This is the negative form of the past simple tense statement. The usages for the tense. The past simple is used first. First point here, for an action which happened at a definite time in the past. The time is stated, already known, or implied. When I say that it's a definite time, it means that I should mention when exactly this action happened in the past time. By using yesterday, in 1999, last year, so this means that it's a definite time in the past. Example number A. They spent their holidays in Switzerland last winter. This is the mentioned time or the stated time in the past. They had a great time. Had here is the past form for have. Last winter, the time here is stated, as I said. So this bolded word is the time expression, which is last winter, referring to the past time. Number 2 or number B, Shakespeare wrote a lot of plays. He wrote. Wrote here is past form for write. Write, wrote, and the PP is written. Shakespeare is now dead. Of course, we don't have here any mentioned time. We don't have any time by the end of the sentence because this has happened already in the past. All of us know that now he's dead. So it's a past action. Without putting the date by the end of the sentence, we put wrote here. We use past form for the verb because this is already a past action. The second point here, or the second usages, is for action which happened immediately, one after the other, in the past. Two actions, both of them happened immediately, one after the other, one in the past time. Like this example. First, he read the message. Then, he called his boss. The two actions happened, the previous one happened, and then the second one without space between them. After he finished reading the message, he called his boss. So I put the two actions in the past simple. No duration between the two actions. Number 2, she sealed the letter. She sealed it. Put a stamp on it. You know the stamp? Put the stamp on the letter on it and posted it. The three actions happened one after the other, and the other one, the three ones happened spontaneously without space between, without timing between each one of them. That's why I put the three verbs in the past. Here we have put. The past form for put is also put. It's put, as cut, 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 shut, shut, shut. So we have some verbs, we don't change the past form of the verb itself. And the same for the PP. Sealed is the past form for seal by putting ed by the end, and posted is for post. Here, past habits or states which are now finished. Anything that we used to do in the past, but now in the right time, we don't do it anymore. In such cases, we can also use the expression used to plus infinitive. You remember this form? I used to ride a bicycle when I was young. I used to play football when I was young, which means that nowadays I didn't do this anymore. I don't do this anymore. The third point here, Past habits, for the past habit or states which are now finished. Any habit you used to do in the past and nowadays we don't do it anymore. We can use in this case the expression used to plus the infinitive form of the verb. Like when I say in the past, I used to eat chocolate, but nowadays I stopped doing this. In the past, I used to ride a bicycle. When I say I used to ride a bicycle, this means that riding the bicycle was a past habit. Nowadays, I didn't do this anymore. I don't do it anymore. People traveled or used to travel by carriage. You see, used to plus infinitive. Any to should be followed by an infinitive form of the verb. By carriage in 1885. In 1885, people used to do this, used to travel by using the carriage. The last point here on number 4, we talk about the lives of people who are no longer alive. If we are going to talk about somebody and this one no longer alive, he's dead, I should use the past simple form. Marilyn Monroe starred in a successful films. She starred, this was in the past because nowadays she's not alive, she died. Okay? The time expression used with the past simple form. Of course you know them. Yesterday, last night, last week, last month, last year. Anything which is related to the past, I can use it as a time expression to express the past simple tense. 2 days, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days ago. Okay, so ago is very important, which refers to a past state. Then, when, how long ago, which differs from the present perfect continuous. As I said before, that how long is one of the most important time expressions for the present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous. But if I put ago, this means that I'm asking about past state or past action. In 1992, in 1845, so in plus a specific date refers to a past action or a past statement. Past continuous form. The past continuous form is totally different from the past. I or he or she, this is the singular form, plus was, plus verb, plus ing. You know was is the past form for verb to be. Was for the singular form and were for the plural form. So I put was because we have he, she, and I. We, they, plus were, which is also the past form for verb to be, but in the plural form. Were watching TV. This is the question form by starting by was or were. Was he, was she watching TV? This means that I have to put the ing form also in the question. Were they watching TV? Of course, the answer will be yes, he was, yes, they were, no, they weren't, or no, he wasn't. So by putting not by the end of the helping verb, was or were. This is the negative form. He wasn't watching TV, or they weren't watching TV. So by putting not, this is the short form for not, wasn't, weren't. Okay? Okay? The past continuous is used, the first point, for an action which was in progress at a stated time in the past. Progress means taking time in the past. We do not mention when the action started or finished. It's not mentioned in the sentence, okay? Like this example. At 3 o'clock yesterday, we were sitting at an outdoor cafe. At this specific time, yesterday in the past, so specific time plus yesterday or plus last, okay? This refers to the past continuous. I don't know when exactly we went to the cafe. It's not mentioned in the sentence. All what's mentioned is that during this time at 3 o'clock yesterday, we were sitting at an outdoor cafe. This is specific duration in the past. So this is past continuous or past progressive. Temporary past states or actions. Temporary means it just takes a specific time in the past. My grandfather was writing a play in those days. In those days in the past, he was writing the play. He was doing this in a specific time in the past. My grandfather was writing a play in those days. Okay? This means that he was writing at some time in the past. He kept doing this just for a specific time, temporary state in the past. For an action which was in progress, when another action interrupted it. This blue arrow refers to the long action. We put the long action in the past continuous. As you see, the long action should be in the past continuous form. He was walking. He was walking, this is the long action. Then another action interrupted this long action and stopped it. When he slipped on a banana skin, he slipped. Of course, once he slipped, he will stop walking. So the long action interrupted by short action. Short action should be expressed in past simple, while the long one should be expressed in the past continuous. So he was walking when he slipped on a banana skin. This is a short action, past simple, slipped, and this is the long one. For two or more simultaneous past actions, it means that no one interrupted the other one. As you see, two blue arrows refers to two long actions. The first one in the past continuous, also the second one in the past continuous. She was talking on the phone while, watch this word please, while he was drawing a picture. He was drawing a side and she was talking on the phone. No one interrupted the other one. I was studying while my mother was cooking. She was cooking in the kitchen and I was doing my homework. I didn't interrupt her and she didn't interrupt me. So, past continuous, past continuous. Okay, to describe background scenes to a story. If I ask you to write a story happened in the past, writing the story needs past simple tense. The event of the story itself, all of the events, needs the past simple, while the background scenes of the story should be expressed in the past continuous. Like this one. There were a lot of people at the station. There were a lot of people at the station. Some were talking. Now I'm describing the scene for you just to imagine the scene. Some were talking on their mobiles. Others were sleeping. Others were sleeping on the station. Few were walking up and down. I'm expressing by using the past continuous. Okay? Another example. Todd and Alex were walking through the forest. They were walking. I'm describing the scene now. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. This is the scene for the story. I didn't go through the events right now. Once I start the events, I should use the past simple. While describing the scene or the background of the scene, I should use past continuous. This is very important and you should use it while doing your writing skills. Okay? Time expressions with the past continuous. The time expression refers totally from the past ones. Here we have while. While refers to the long action. When, which should be followed by past simple, not by past continuous. I'll explain this in details now. As, just as, yesterday morning. So yesterday plus a specific time in the past. Yesterday morning, yesterday at 6 o'clock, etc. So, while plus past continuous. This because while refers to the long action. While I was getting dressed, while I was putting on my clothes, while I was getting dressed, the bell rang. This is the short action which interrupted me. So I stopped now and I'm ready to go to open the door. The long action interrupted by the short one. Here you have while plus was and the verb get plus ing. I double T here because of the vowels. We have E and I. So I have to double the last letter. While plus past continuous, this is the form or this is the rule for using while in the past continuous. While plus past continuous and the other verb in the past continuous. This is another case. This one while interrupted by another action, as we said, long action interrupted by short action. This is for the second point I explained, two simultaneous past continuous action. While I was sunbathing, Ted was swimming. He was swimming and I was sunbathing. He didn't interrupt me and I didn't interrupt him. Two simultaneous action by using while at the beginning of the sentence also. Understood? Okay. This is for as. As also should be followed by past continuous and the other verb should be in the past simple form. As I was having a bath, having means taking here because it's a stative verb. It differs from have. When I have something, it means that I own it. I have, but here I'm having or I was having. It means that I'm taking or I was taking. So I was having a bath, the lights went out. Okay, this is short action, interrupted me, of course, because I was having a bath. Then suddenly the light went. This means that this short action interrupted me. When plus past simple, this is very important. When should be followed by any simple tense. It's not a must to be past simple. Okay, but because we are explaining now the past simple tense, so I said when plus past. But sometimes I use when plus past present simple. Okay, but here, watch out this, when plus past simple and the other action, past continuous one. My mom was cooking when I came home. This is the short action, so when should be followed by short action. When I came home. And it's better to be in the middle of the sentence. Okay, or at the beginning, it doesn't matter, but I prefer it to be in the middle of the sentence. Okay, here we have an exercise to apply what we have explained. The first sentence here, I haven't heard from Jason for 2 weeks. And I want you to use ago. Of course, when I ask you to use ago, which is time expression for the past, it means that you are going to change the sentence from the present perfect form, as you see, haven't heard, which is the past for here. Here, heard. Past perfect. PP, past participle. This is present perfect and heard is the PP form of the verb. Okay, rewrite using ago. Let's see the answer. I change it from present perfect to past by using didn't. Did, because it's the past and not because it's the negative form. And instead of saying I haven't heard, I say I didn't hear from Jason 2 weeks ago. Instead of for 2 weeks. For because it's present perfect, but now I have to put ago. So I put the duration plus ago. 2 weeks ago. Not for 2 weeks. For plus duration for present perfect. 2 weeks plus ago for past simple. Okay? The second one. She had a puppy when she was young. She had a puppy when she was young. Rewrite using not. It's negative form. Okay? Okay. She didn't plus infinitive form for the verb have. Instead of had, it will be have. So, she didn't have a puppy when she was young. She didn't have it. The third one. Jack goes to the cinema every week. This is present simple form. And I want you to use last week. This means that you are going to change the sentence from present simple to past simple. And instead of goes, it will be went. Went because the past form for go is went. Jack went to the cinema last week. So this is very important to read well what's between the two brackets and try to change the sentence. We call it sentence transformation. That's because I use the given word, but I have to apply the tense which is related to the given word. Number 4. We traveled to China and a storm hit the plane. We traveled to China and a storm hit the plane. Rewrite using while. While here is capitalized, so you have to start by using while. While plus past continuous. And then if the other action interrupted the long one, it will be in the past simple. Okay, let's see. While we were traveling, this is the long action verb. While we were traveling to China, what happened? A storm hit the plane. This is the short one. Hit. Okay? We don't change the verb like put. So while we were traveling to China, a storm hit the plane. Number 5. She studies English every day. The same using yesterday, 6 o'clock. Not only yesterday. If I give you yesterday, this will be past simple. But I give you a specific time in the past, which is the difference between past simple and past continuous. Okay, yesterday 6 o'clock. Yesterday at 6 o'clock, I started by this word, or I can put it by the end of the sentence, it doesn't matter. She was studying English. Okay, this is past continuous because yesterday plus a specific time in the past. Number 6, they practiced for the concert. Their mother called. They practiced and then their mother called them. Interrupted them, of course. Rewrite using when. When should be followed by the past one. Past verb. They were practicing. They were practicing. This is the long action verb for the concert. When what happened? When their mother called. Of course, once she called them, they were interrupted by this. Okay? 7. Erika has her hair cut. The other sentence, her sister reads magazines. Her sister reads the magazine. And then I ask you to use while. Of course, while at the beginning of the sentence, it will be while Eric was having her haircut. Okay, what happened for her sister? Her sister was reading magazines. Her sister reading the magazines away, and she was having her haircut. Okay, 2 simultaneous action. No one interrupted the other one. Okay, number 8. How long is it since he found a new job? Rewrite using when. It means that I'm going to form another question by using when. Okay, let's see the answer. When did he find a new job? When did plus infinitive. When did he find a new job? And it should be ended also by the question mark as the previous one. Number 9. I haven't spoken to him for a week. I haven't spoken to him for a week. And I want you to use last. Present perfect would be changed to past simple. Okay? So instead of saying I haven't, I'll say I didn't speak to him last week. I didn't speak to him last week. Okay? Thank you so much, and I hope you understand.